Meg Turney.
I'm Ross Everett.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
And before we jump into all of your comments on the awesome videos we did this week, but awesome, I do say so myself.
Just
pat
us on the back.
Right on my own back.
Before we get into all the glory and marvelousness that we displayed before you, let's take a look at a lot of the glory and marvelousness that you've displayed before us.
That you make.
We had a table talk, Apple versus Google, and the penis game, wherein we talked about a lot of things.
Penis!
Well, you don't start it off out loud.
No,
I'm just playing the game.
No, that's not how it's played.
Do you know? Are you familiar with the game?
I thought you just yelled penis in an uncomfortable place.
No. The penis game is you start out.
Hold on.
I thought that's how that game works.
Yes, Trisha, that's how it's played.
Yes, let's all just start.
Please.
Trisha always goes first.
Yeah. Trisha, you want to play the penis game? You start.
You just go somewhere and yell penis, right?
Nope, Trisha's just assaulting
I have
people.
a lot of Dayquil in my body right now.
Oh, boy.
Before we get to the comments, I did want to mention, I was telling them about this before we started rolling, which is a game called Get Down, Mr. President, which somebody posted on Reddit, and it's friggin' hilarious, and it's where, if you're in a group of friends, put your finger in your ear, and then, well, you can't be that quick about it.
Goddamn.
And the last person who doesn't notice, like you do it until everybody has a finger in their ear except for one person, and so it would be Trisha, and we would both scream, Get
down, Mr. President!
And then we would tap.
I like that so
Penis.
much more than the penis game. Oh, I went opposite direction with that. With Trisha, you start
so-
loud and slowly get quiet.
Okay, so you're supposed to say quiet
Right,
first?
and
Be
each
quiet
person has to
first.
go a little bit louder than the last person.
Oh.
It doesn't
Not get
work
caught.
on a SourceFedNERD set where Steve has been here.
Yeah.
And won everything. I'm pretty sure that
You're
man
allowed
has
to
yelled
yell
penis
penis
louder
as loud
than
as you
anyone
want
in the
here.
history of the world.
Not a Doctor 1996 says, my mates and I got kicked out of a packed movie theater for playing the penis game during the third Transformers movie. When we started getting louder, we all went to sit in opposite corners of the theater, and the ushers couldn't work out where the noise was coming from. So they just stopped the film and kicked all but one of us out.
I don't know about that.
Here's
No,
the thing,
I do.
Most entertaining thing for maybe the ushers, but all the other people who paid good fucking money to be in the
When
third
did you see
Transformers
that movie?
No, you know who won that round of the penis game? Michael Bay, because
That's
he put the biggest dick on the camera.
on the screen. I'm all for keeping your goddamn mouth shut when it's time to keep your damn mouth shut.
Yeah, when you're in the movie, just shh.
Penis!
God damn it!
Tad's winner says, actually, I once played the penis game during a chemistry test at my school in Germany when suddenly our teacher yelled penis. After that, we never played the game again, and she became the principal. English is not my native tough.
It was perfect until that.
He literally
was
quaffed
great.
to the finish line and then face planted right at the end.
Alex Wilson says it's 3:31 a.m. and the blood-curdling cries of a grown man howling penis, penis repeatedly echo throughout my otherwise silent house. Edgar Allan Poe wrote that. If anyone could find a way to make that into a ringtone, because Steve had the best line, like Joe and I were dying laughing. We were talking, it was those bitches! Penis, 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 penis. If someone could make that into a ringtone and put it on the SourceFed subreddit, I would set that as my ringtone.
You can easily do that. You can pull the audio from
I don't want to
the
have to
garage.
do
Okay,
it.
yep. No, somebody else do it.
Okay. Ross would like you to do it for him.
Yeah,
please.
and I also think everybody else would probably appreciate that. Don't tell me I'm wrong.
So we did another episode of Indecent Gaming. It was about the recent Ludum Dare Dara Derriere. I just say them all now.
I like Derriere. I'm sure that's
Derriere's
probably
great.
how you say it.
That reminds me of the All That theme song.
This
like,
is
put your,
All
something on the chair. Something, don't go nowhere, and there's Derriere, right? Something, there's
Oh,
Derriere
I don't
in this.
remember that well. I just remember the all that
Whatever,
part.
it's in there. TLC got it. Anyway, we asked you which of the games.
Get down, Mr. President!
I just leg jumped.
I was trying to get your
Elbowed
attention.
me
I'm
in the
sorry.
ovary.
Aww.
No children, and now I'm on a Lyft email. You gave me your shit disease. I think you deleted my email.
God damn, Rob.
You totally did. Let me go to my trash.
I was trying to get your attention for like a good 12 minutes. Just wiggling my eyebrows.
It reminds me of the All That theme song. This is All something on the chair.
So we asked which game looked most interesting to you, and actually one of the games that we talked about, Ross and I both played, it's called The Day the Laughter Stopped. It has a very serious trigger warning, and one of the problems that we have with the game is that it's not really a game, it's more of a discussion starter.
Also, I just found out about trigger warnings.
Yes,
Like,
those
that's
are a
a thing.
thing. And Hellwrought Angel brought up kind of the point we were discussing, which was, he says, I hated The Day the Laughter Stopped, not because of the subject matter, but the lack of a game. My choices didn't make a difference. The story was always the same. Not a game, but a nice story. There is a cool blog post we'll link to in the description down below that explains why they did it that way, which I think is interesting, but I think we both kind of took issue
Well,
with it.
anyway, like for those of you that didn't play the game, basically it is, did you say that it was the R word?
I did not say that.
Rhymes with grape, and it's basically like the retelling of a high school girl who meets a boy, and you choose your own adventure, but every single time you choose, like, does she go to the party or does she not go to the party? Like, the same thing happens.
Right.
And the point of the game was to say that no matter what choices you make, if someone wants to R you, they can.
Oh.
And I just felt like
That's a
there were a
rough
lot
message.
of choices that I thought that the text was misleading. And that was like, oh, like, it tells you you feel this way. So you're like, okay, well, if I am feeling this way, I'm going to make this choice. But then the choice that you make was like, oh, you weren't feeling that way at all, and now you're uncomfortable.
It
It was
was
like,
a little.
give me some context. Like, tell me the truth. You can't lie to me about my emotions and then tell me I made the wrong choice. But then again, I've never been a 14-year-old girl, and that might be just how
to make-
14-year-old
just
girls
like
feel.
One of the things that the creator of the game said was that they were telling factual stories of something that actually happened to someone, and so the choices don't really matter because it happened.
Isn't
the way
that
it
rude
happened.
to make a
Like,
choose your own adventure
But it's
about
not a choose your-
someone?
Yeah, I just think don't classify it
Right.
as a choose your own adventure.
No.
then.
It's not.
But
It's an
that's-
experience.
that's
but it is
rude.
in the vein
Like-
of like a Gone Home or something. A lot of these games are getting more popular. Like this genre of game is becoming more popular.
Trigger gaming?
No, not trigger gaming, just telling like a narrative, like narrative
Ugh.
gaming. The thing that I honestly was surprised about is that we actually discussed with our editors whether we should include the game because it's something that's very sensitive. And I was very pleasantly surprised so many people were tweeting and saying like, wow, that really made me think or start talking about it.
Good.
So I think that's interesting. On a completely different note, to bring up the energy,
Okay.
sideways the energy, I don't know.
Take it to a positive place.
Divert.
Stick it somewhere. Yeah. Sheepolution says, hey, I made one take. Right now I'm working on a full version, but that will take a while.
Yay!
Meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed one take. So that was awesome. We love when our creators come in and see that we're
That's
highlighting.
Talking
Awesome.
about them.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for watching.
So we did a table talk where we talked about if SourceFed had a porn, what would that be? We also talked about super AIDS and happy ending. And we asked what movie moments make you cringe the most? Also, would you like to own a prop from any TV show? Who's your favorite Wayans brother? And what porn stars should play the host in a SourceFed porn parody?
Also, how
So-
you feeling today? What's your favorite color? Do you like the
Yeah,
skin?
we had a lot of
Like,
questions.
just like a lot-
Almighty Malachi says Keenan Ivory Wayans is the best, which is a rare opinion to have, but I will respect the hell out of it.
Okay.
He's the one that directed Don't Be a Menace at South Central while you're drinking your juice in the hood, in Living Color. He played a slave in Scary Movie during like a fake trailer that they had
did
for
not watch
Amistad
Scary
2.
Movie.
So good. So good.
Never
If
saw
you,
it.
it started the spoof genre of like the horror movies, like, you know, Disaster Movie, Not Another Teen Movie, when all those got popular. Scary Movie was like the first one out. And it had like that crazy, zany David Zucker movie type feel, who actually, some of you will probably know, he took over, I think, around Scary Movie 3. But it was the Wayans brothers at their finest.
You love those
I
movies. huh?
really do. I really
Wow.
do.
That's something I wouldn't have guessed about
Get
you.
down, Mr. President! I saw it, and I forgot.
You looked over and it was in my ear, and I'm looking at Drew, and I'm looking at the camera, and I'm like, you looked at me like 6 times. I kicked Trisha's beanbag, she didn't notice. It's a great game.
I didn't notice.
I got really involved in Keenan Ivory
You did. I
Wayans.
didn't want to upset your movie thing.
I was paying too much attention to Lord Zadok saying that Ron Jeremy is Steve Zaragoza.
Oh, is that a compliment now?
I think Steve is a nicer looking gentleman.
Well, I
than
mean, like,
Ron
maybe a
Jeremy.
young Ron Jeremy.
Yeah,
but, like,
maybe.
Ron Jeremy's really funny.
He is.
He was in a student film when I was in college that I was producing, and I had to drive him to the airport.
What kind
And-
of films were you producing in
Well,
college?
my friend
Ross?
loves porn and, like, thought it was so funny, so he made a film about a porn star, and Ron Jeremy was, like, a cameo as the doctor. But it was my job to pick him up from his hotel room really early in the morning and drive him to the airport. And I remember, like, he comes down and he's like checking out, and I'm probably like invading this man's privacy as I'm looking over his shoulder, but he's just like, there's a girl in the room, just let her finish sleeping. And then he's like, yep, we rented all those movies. And then I was like, oh my God, all the titles were blacked out, but I hope and I pray and I assume that they were all his movies. But then I drove him, and clumps of his hair were falling out because I guess they did like a bad dye job on him and for some other movie that he was in, because Ron Jeremy will take any work. Anyway, clumps of his hair are coming out in my car, and I'm talking to him, like trying to, what do you talk to Ron Jeremy about that everyone else doesn't talk to him?
Dick.
I talked to him, I was like,
big.
listen, like you're on everything. He's like, oh yeah, I won't say no to a job, like it'll pay. Like my face is on rolling papers, I have a hot sauce, and he gave me Ron Jeremy rolling papers.
Oh, he just carries him around?
Cool, yeah,
He's
just
like
like everything.
That's
He's
cool.
Ron Jeremy branded out. But like, nice guy, but he got out of my car and I was like, I need to have this thing detailed immediately.
Yeah, I would probably, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And I felt, well, to tie it in, I felt the same way having Steve in my car.
Liam Thongvilu says, Meg Turney and Joe Beretta in My Fireplace Needs More Wood, a SourceFed.
Oh, look at that. Takes place
I'm
on
sorry,
Topanga.
I
really
like
am.
that. I'm into that.
A lot of people are saying Ron Jeremy. Adino, sir. Adino, sir. One of them. Says, Steve would be Ron Jeremy. Actually, Steve is actually much more beautiful. They agree with you.
Okay.
Elliot would be James Dean. Huge Elliot compliment.
Yeah, James Dean's very popular with the ladies.
Lee would be Lexi Bell. Trisha would be Sasha Grey.
I'll take it.
Meg would be
Oh,
Sasha
I'm
Payne.
sure you will.
I'll take it. According to this, yes, you will. I don't know
I don't
anyone
know
else.
Sasha Payne.
I wonder if she's like a suicide girl.
I don't know
don't
either.
know.
I do know my good friend Miss April O'Neil.
Would play you?
She couldn't play me. She'd have to dye her hair
She'd
red.
play Trisha.
God, I wish I was tiny as April. She's literally like 80 pounds.
I noticed, looking through the comments of this, that there's a lot of brunette porn stars.
Yep.
There are tons of options for
There's
people
a
to pick for
lot
me.
of all hair colored porn stars. There's a lot of porn stars.
You know what I did notice is whenever people are like, oh, look, it's Meg Turney, and they pull like a fake porn picture, they never look even remotely like my face. It's just like red hair and glasses. Suddenly, porn star. Someone who's remotely brunette, it's Trisha Hirschberger. And it's like, no, like faces are a thing.
Have they ever put an Asian girl as you?
No.
Huh.
I take it, though.
Yeah, right?
Asian women are beautiful.
Yeah, they are. I bet you would take it.
Yeah, you get
And
right.
I also
you
feel
get...
like in a porn parody, I would love to see an Asian girl play you, just simply because that's hysterical.
Why?
Like, because you're not Asian.
Oh, just have like a random
Yeah, just like a
race.
random, it's like that. Trisha's not Asian, but like I guess that girl's brunette, kind of like they didn't even
Okay.
try to really cast it accurately. And then hopefully for me, I would like a black guy.
Yeah, I'm like, we're
think
not
I was
really-
just going to say, can we please make Ross a black guy?
Yeah, just like a black guy and like
Colorblind
oh, hey,
cast,
Ross,
yeah, colorblind
welcome
casting.
in.
Colorblind casting is very popular in the theater scene now. Like you'll see like moms, dads, and kids all being different races and stuff in Shakespeare shows and stuff like that. It's very interesting and I like it.
I'm on board with it. Buzzchild313 says Space AIDS, the silent killer. Get it? 'Cause in space, no one can hear you get AIDS.
Ross is a big fan of this comment.
In space,
Ross
no
love
one
you
can
for this
hear you
comment,
get
so it's all
AIDS.
you.
Yeah, I'm
See,
on board with comedy.
you're gonna get
and
a
that is
sweet
it at its finest.
Steampunk Captain America t-shirt.
Girl, that's for you.
I'll sign it.
We'll all sign it. Check your YouTube user inbox so that we can get your right sizing and all that shenanigans.
That is Buzzchild313 shirt coming right at you.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for Nerd Comic Commentary. We got a ton of stuff coming up this weekend. We're gonna see Ride Along.
Yeah, for New Movie Things
some
show. We got some movie club.
We got some bloops.
And coming up on Monday on the regular SourceFed channel, we have a very special table talk featuring Richard Madden, or as you might know him, the King of the North, Rob fucking Stark, which is awesome.
We'll see you guys next time. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Shut down, Mr. President!
Damn, I was reading